So you want to understand how to run comps because someone gave you a deal. They say that it's a great deal and that you'll be able to make a lot of money. But the best way to make sure that you make some money is if you purchase it correctly. The only way that you know that you're going to be able to sell a property is if you run the comps on that property. And so you have to know what it sells for. And in a market like we are in right now, especially in Houston, where it's considered a buyer's market, you can't be hopeful that it will sell for a higher price point than what the numbers are saying. So when it comes to real estate, numbers are everything. And the thing is, you have to understand how it works. And if you don't know your numbers, then you could be buying a property that just does not make sense, right? And so I'm going to show you in today's episode one of my recent flips that I did, the numbers. I want to show you how much I purchased it for, how I was able to run comps, and you know how much it sold for. So the main thing about this video is understanding that you need to learn how to run comps. Either that's whether by yourself or you have a realtor doing it for you. And if you're a realtor, this is an awesome opportunity to be able to show your clients, especially those who are investors or looking to invest, how to run comps. Because I know a lot of realtors, they kind of go based off of CMAs and all that stuff, but if you really want to kind of like understand how to build certain properties or how to make sure that you're getting the right numbers, you want to know how to manually do it and not just have the software do it for you, because sometimes the software isn't as accurate or not giving you the numbers that you need. So I'm going to show you what I did and hopefully you can learn something from it. All right, so here in Houston, we have MLS, multiple listing service system, called HAR, and that's what I'm going to be going into today. So if you are a normal person that does not have access to HAR, or like the behind the scenes, because you want to see what has actually sold, so you're gonna want to probably share this video with your realtor who is able to run numbers for you. That way you will still be able to get the same data. The systems that I have, even if you're not in the Houston area, if you have access to see what properties have sold and what they've sold for, then what I'm showing you, you can replicate this pretty much anywhere. I'm going to show you what I did. So, for example, you go to single family, classic single family, and the thing is, the property that I had was 4103 Engelke Street. All right, cool. When you look for comps, you want to be within the mile radius, right? And that's where I'm at with this. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to look at your sold comps. Typically, you want to look within the last 6 months. Sometimes, if there isn't any comps, you could push that over to the last year, which is 365 days. I'm just going to do that for here, but let's just go 365 just for fun. But typically, you can look at your sold comps, pending comps, and what's active for whatever is in a mile radius of 4103, whatever property that someone may have given you. So for me, I was able to purchase the home for $155,000. And so the home initially was, and I'll show you pictures here in a bit, but the home initially was a 2-bed, 1-bath, 900 square foot home on a 4,000 square foot lot. And for me, I wanted to change it into a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-story home that was 1850 square feet. So for me, it's like, okay, what properties around there have sold for that much? I need to know. And so what you can initially do is, typically you will want to put your metrics in. So typically, like I said, it was a 4-bed, 2-bath. I would want to have, I'm putting 3 plus just so there could be more numbers for you to see. But 3 plus bedroom home, 2 plus bath, and then the square footage. So like I said, the home that I was doing, it was going to be a 1,800 square foot home. So one thing you want to do is you want to get the range that makes sense. And so if someone is an appraiser, what they're looking at is, for example, 1,800 square foot home, you do times 0.8, which is 1,400 square foot, and then you'll do that again with times 1.2, and so it will be 2,160. And you can do a situation like some houses, they might be in like the 1,400 square foot range, and you might want to do this at 2,200 square foot. But in that, you this is kind of like the range that you kind of want to be in whenever you are building a home. Next thing we'll do is look at the map. All right, cool. So this is where the home is. Currently, we have two other homes for sale and other homes that were sold in the neighborhood. This is the home. I'll show y'all initially what it looked like. All right, so this is kind of what the home looked like initially. So you can see here, like I said, it's a 2-bed, 1-bath, 900 square foot home. This is pretty much how it looked like, right? And so whenever I sold it, this is what it looked like. So I kept the integrity of the home as far as like how houses in the neighborhood looked, but everything was brand new. So all new, brand new siding, roof, everything's brand new. And so now you can see the complete stark difference. You have new fence, driveway, grass, staircase, how the backyard looked like, back entrance, this is the living room area, the bedrooms, the primary bedroom with the rainfall shower, sorry, primary bathroom with closet, primary bedroom, shower, which is downstairs. So it's a 4-bed, 2-bath. And what was cool is downstairs pretty much had a similar type of situation where it could be considered a primary bedroom as well, just with how big it was. So that's how the property ended up turning out. And so whenever I was looking to sell the home, so I ended up selling this for, let's see, 236 square feet, price per square foot. Whenever I was looking at properties, I might have to go back a little bit. Criteria. Let's go back to all right. Let's go back. So whenever I had acquired the home, there were some other properties that are around that were kind of recently renovated that I ended up using kind of as comp. So this was one of them. I remember it's 405. If I can, okay, cool. So 502 Estelle. This ended up selling for 405. I knew that if this sold at 405 as a 3-bed, 2-bath, let's see how big the home was, 1,400 square foot home, I knew at the very, 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 very bare minimum that I would be able to break in. So like I said, this is my thought process. This was at 405, right? I got the property for 155, right? And I knew that it would cost me $160,000 to rebuild the home where I needed it. So at that scenario, so at 405, you minus the 155 that I used to purchase the home, that gives you $250,000. And then if you were to subtract 160, which is the rehab cost, that leaves you about $90,000. And so for me, that could make sense. Obviously, you have to factor in whatever you're giving to the agents. That's, typically they get 6%. So that leaves you about $5,400, and then you have to negate for closing costs and things of that nature, which can go, let's just say, $50,000. So worst case scenario, I would be making $50,000 for 5-6 months worth of work. So I was like, okay, I can do that, and I could be able to show what I'm doing. Uh, what I actually was able to do was sell it for 425. So I sold it for 425,000. Again, bought it for 155. So you have 270. It cost me about 155 to build. So that leaves you at 115,000. And then you can negate all of the closing costs and stuff. I think I ended up profiting about, let's say, $90,000 for that property. I ended up building it all. I was able to do it in 5 months, and then it took another month to sell. And so, yeah, in 6 months, I was able to build up and sell the home and make, in a sense, 6 figures in profit. So that was one of the comps that I used in my head. That was another, I think it was this property. Yeah, it was this property. 406. So this one, similar situation. It was at a 280 price per square foot home. So this one was 1,100 square foot, and it was a 3-bed, 2-bath. So over there, it wasn't as many comps, but this is kind of like what I use to kind of like justify. So this sold, was this? Yeah, this sold in February of 2023, and this is kind of how the home looked. So again, price per square foot, I was like, okay, I know that worst case scenario for me, again, I was going to be at 405. Better case scenario is I might be closer to selling the home for 450 or more if the market got better. So around this time frame too, you have to understand the Houston market, kind of interest rates went crazy and everything. So you anticipated a lot of appreciation going on, but unfortunately that did not happen. It actually stalled out a little bit, especially in these areas because it is a revitalizing area. But the cool thing about this area, which I'm very, very bullish on, is one, its proximity to downtown. So downtown Houston's right here. So you're less than 10 minutes away from downtown. The city is pouring $1 billion into what is the East River project. So one, you have a new golf course that they've been building, and then they have having a lot of shopping center and things of that nature just going on literally less than 4 minutes down the road from where the property is at. And then just location wise, I always say, especially in the Houston area, if you are able to get anything inside of this loop, it's going to continue to go up, because compared to other places in the United States, Houston has a caught up as far as home prices and things of that nature. So that was my thought process whenever I was running comps and making the decision to buy that home. Now, if I would have bought that home for, a higher price, like 190 or 200, it wouldn't have made sense for me, because I wouldn't have been able to make the amount of money that I wanted, and then I'm over here hoping that I would be able to sell it for, 480 or $500,000 to make my money back. But again, this is kind of how I went about the process of finding the home. If you are in a similar area, again, you want to use these type of metrics to make sure that you're running the comps, because you won't be able to know exactly what you're doing unless you're looking at the homes that are in that radius. And also remember too, again, houses right here, even though it's a mile radius, things change. Like over here, houses are going for a lot more. Let me see. depending on where. Let me see here. So these are 3-bed, 3 baths. Let me put this criteria real quick. 4-bed, 2+ baths. So this townhouse, can't use a townhouse because we're not a townhouse. This one, how much was this one? This one sold for $415. This one sold for $480. All right, so this was a unique type of home, but it sold for that much, and I think it had like a little garage apartment in the back, so that played a factor in it selling for a little bit more than it probably would have. And then you have someone just trying to I don't know why they have it. I don't know why they have it listed for that much. Let me see. Yeah, they have this listed way too high. But, you know, that's going to end up dropping. That's pretty much what you want to do when you're running your own comps, so that you can understand. And you always want to make sure that if you are building a home, it looks like what the price range that you're looking to sell for as well. Like, you want it to look very, very similar, so you know that you're doing the right thing. So again, hope this helps somebody. Until the next video, guys.